I'm very grateful that a few people will actually talk about the different phases of my father's life.
मुझे याद है जब मैं 12 या 14 साल की होंगी तो बोबो जी लखनऊ में प्रिंसी को छोटी मामी जो मेरी छोटी मामी थी उनको साथ लेके हॉस्पिटल से घर आई थी। हमारे ममेरे भाई अन्नू भाई साहब लखनऊ में हमारे साथ घर पर रहकर पढ़ाई कर रहे थे। तब प्रिंसी सुंदर छोटा गोलमोल बच्चा था, उसे प्रिंस ऑफ वेल्स कहकर पुकारता था, खूब खिलाता था।
चेहरे की खामियां कभी आई न नजर, चेहरे की खामियां कभी आई न नजर, जब भी देखा आईना अपने को बहुत खूबसूरत समझा। वक्त हंसा उसने कभी मेरा पीछा ना छोड़ा, कदम कदम संग संग चलता किया, हम भी कितने नादान हैं ना समझे वक्त की बात। क्रीम पाउडर लगा लगा वक्त को धोखा दिया, ऐंठ कर बंठर कर घूमते फिरते रहे उधर, वक्त खड़ा खड़ा हम पर हंसता रहा। जाने यहाँ कितने लोग आए और चले गए, वक्त से कभी किसी को भी ना छोड़ा। आखिर में हम थक गए, लाख जतन किए पर वक्त ना रुका ना थमा, बस यूं ही चलता ही रहा और आज भी चल रहा है और हम उसे देख रहे हैं।
From his awe-inspiring return from Russia, which at that time was USSR, and his massive collection of gadgets and other lots of interesting items he brought along with him. I still remembering him opening his suitcase and his cupboard, and we all as little, I was a little teenager then, standing and eagerly looking at the tape recorder, for instance. First time I saw the spools of recorded music. I also remember some of those overcoats, yes, which were always very interesting at that time for us. Our love of travel has come from what he shared, coming back from Europe and Russia.
And our love for assimilating with different cultures all comes from Mama, and the way we've seen him grow up, where we assimilated different cultures and different backgrounds, and those are the values that I think we imbibed from Mama, and we are hoping to pass that on to our younger generation. So there's a legacy that he will keep in our family.
Lambu Dadu, and I used to call him Lambu Dadu, which resulted in an entire generation calling him Lambu Dadu. I don't think he could have had a better partner than Dida. And it's so inspiring the way she was always an intellectual as well as a emotional support for him. They've both been so important for me growing up, and I really cherish that. So thank you.
Our association, Seema and I, our association with Ravi and Shanti goes back long years, ever since they moved to JNU campus from their SDA Green Park residence. We got acquainted with each other, and soon we struck a rapport. And Ravi was a great fan or a great enthusiast for social bonding. One fine morning, he suggested that we ought to bring in some physical activity in our sedentary lifestyles. And that was the beginning of our badminton club. Then one day he came up with another bright idea to get us together. He suggested that our families and kids should also meet more often. So why don't we all meet once in a while and share a meal together? Each family would bring some food and we would have a wonderful evening of a veritable feast, delightful conversation and bonhomie. Our friendship grew rather seamlessly to a family relationship. Well, I could go on fetching snippets from my memory, but only say that Ravi, we remember you fondly and cherish the good times we had with you. Wherever you are, stay blessed and rest in peace.
I left JNU in 91. I was pretty young at that time, but that was the last time I saw uncle and auntie in 40 Dakshinapuram. By the time I came back to India the next time, Mummy Papa had moved from 39 to 24, and uncle and auntie had moved to Ego Park. So at that time, uncle and auntie came to JNU to see me. And it was great. It was a privilege, right? Us time bhi uncle started talking about, "Arey Sonki, tumko wo gana yaad hai?" I said, "Yes, uncle, yaad hai." And whenever we met, it always harked back to that conversation, that song. He used to play hockey with us. Initially we started out playing hockey जब छोटे थे हम लोग. उसके बाद we went into बैडमिंटन, राइट? वहाँ पे बैडमिंटन शुरू किया तो पहले घास के अंदर लाइन ड्रॉ करके we had a great time playing badminton over there. And I always used to lose to uncle. वो हमेशा सामने खड़े होके खेलते थे नेट पे. वो 6 फुट के थे, मैं 5 फुट का था उस टाइम. मुझे कभी समझ नहीं आता था कि उनको हराऊं कैसे. मैं जरा सी शटल ऊपर मारूं, वो वही खड़े होके दबा देते थे एकदम. बस आई गॉट टू फाइंड अ वे टू बीट हिम. मैं कहा अंकल को डिस्ट्रैक्ट करूंगा. तो डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने का क्या तरीका था? बीटल्स के गाने गाने शुरू हो जाओ. द येलो सबमरीन. अंकल लव दैट सॉन्ग. एंड बार बार मेरे को बोलते थे, चलो सोनकी आओ, बैडी का रैकेट लाओ अपना और वो गाना गाओ. There were a few times when I spoke to uncle on the phone, or we went to see him in Tagore Park, and he remembered that one song. It was a constant, and it just became Yellow Submarine, a way for us to remember him. And today he looks down at us with his blessings for both of us and for all of us. And may our Yellow Submarine continue to watch us, guide us, and we receive his blessings.
Professor Varma had one quality which very few people have, and that is to have friends from diversified discipline and from diversified strata of society. He had friends, those who were singers, artists, musicians, writers, dancers, academics, scientists, doctors, sociologists, and an illiterate person like J.K. Gupta was also his friend. So that's a big tribute to his personality. Thank you.
Gupta uncle, thank you. You're so right. You're so right. He embodied diversity, and some of that diversity is here on this call. Okay, so we are ready for some music.
जहाँ दूर नजर दौड़ाए, आजाद गगन लहराए, जहाँ रंग बिरंगे पंछी आशा का संदेशा लाए, जहाँ रंग बिरंगे पंछी आशा का संदेशा लाए, की जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे, हमको मन की शक्ति दे, मुश्किलें पड़े तो हम. But I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will let us one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man.
I can just imagine how much pleasure and joy and peace my father would get if he were here, just seeing all of us get together and sing together and celebrate together. And as a son, I want to acknowledge the people and express my deepest gratitude for looking after my father these last few years. So here goes. And I know this list is not complete. I know I would have missed out really important people. It still feels raw. It feels hard. Part of the last many weeks feels like a blur. So my sincere apologies for missing out anybody that I may. I'd like to start by thanking the team of doctors in Sir Gangaram Hospital, the legendary Dr. Simran Nandi. It was one of my father's high points to meet with Dr. Nandi, and it would give him a lot of pleasure to see Dr. Nandi speak to my mother in Bengali. Dr. Shyam Agarwal, his oncologist, is a very special person, Dr. Sanjay Bajpai, Dr. Rakesh Sharma, who took meticulous notes. My friend Ginny is on the call right now, to his brother, Dr. Chiranjeev Singh, here in Connecticut, the Tibetan Center in Majnu Katila, where the very famous Dr. Naima, who runs that center, took care of my father for the last couple years. Sitting in the room with my mother right now is the beautiful, caring team. Puranji is there. Puranji has been taking care of our family for many years. And my father used to relish Puranji's food. Every time I'd ask him, how's your food? And he's like, whatever Puranji cooks is just great. Puranji and his two sons, Kapil and Hemu, who've been there every single day through the last 7 weeks, taking care of my father and my mother. I think in the room with my mother is another very special person. Papa's nurse for the last 2.5 years, Amit. And no medical discussion about my father can be complete without mentioning the loving presence from the time I was a little kid of Dr. Sushila Anthony, Dr. Rakesh Kumar, my brother-in-law, who we've been consulting all through this time. And so just all the people that have taken care of my father from a medical standpoint, from a nursing standpoint, from just a physical standpoint, and providing this emotional support. My beautiful, loving cousins and my nephews and nieces in Tagore Park. You all know who you are. Tatu Dada, Papi Didi, Ranjit Da, Tino Da, Keshav Da, Pablo, Jilly, Pintu, Neha's husband Adityan, Nishant, Rekha Didi, and Rakesh Bhai Sahab. The three that I specially called my crazy cousins, Shatuda, Gorada, and Munu Didi. And even in this moment, they taught me unconditional love. Today, for all of you to come together as we celebrate his wonderful life, it's gratitude that I'll never be able to experience or express adequately. So with that, I'm going to fold my hands and pay my deepest gratitude for your presence in our lives. Papa passes on, but we are grateful for your presence, your blessings, your love. Be well, stay safe. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe, everybody.
Sushila,
Bye.
Uncle, Raju, bye Deepan Uncle, bye Kuku
Good night,
Didi, so
everybody.
much Vivek Dada, Didi.
Bye, everybody. Bye.